Raiders, welcome to another video. This is Glazer, and I was so wrong. I said that we should probably be skipping Noldua the Gloaming, and then they revealed the path to get her, and it is so easy. Let's break down that path right now, today. I think you should start Raid. I love Raid Shadow Legends, but I asked Plarium, I asked ePirate Gaming to help hook me up with my own special code to give you the best start possible. So we're waiting on that. So I'm going to ask you to start Raid for me, but I'm going to say, give me a minute. Give me a couple minutes. We're going to get there, fam. For now, though, let's look at what we need to do in order to grab Noldua, and why I think that this is so easy that we should absolutely do it. So right here on Twitter, we have the path for Noldua. Right now, as you're watching this, we have a tournament and an event overlapping. These two go amazingly well together. Ice Golem Tournament, you farm that, you farm Gear Hunters, you're good. All right, so first, in order to farm these events, you're going to need about 1,000 gems. About 1,000 gems gets you through all the events of the tournament. We're also going to need, we never know for sure, a certain number of shards. We're looking at about 30 void shards. Cool. If we have 1,000 gems, about 16 million silver, and about 30 void shards, all that stops us from getting this champion is time. It's just that simple. And the stuff it's requiring of us is not that hard. It's just not that hard. So the Ice Golem and the Gear Hunters are going to overlap. We can do those literally right now. Wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow has CVC. Farm it all during CVC, and you'll get those extra CVC points. It's worth it. But good to go. So we do that here, right? We get the Gear Hunters and Ice Golem. We're going to be able to get up to 130, but like, let's be completely honest, we only have 110. So we're going to kind of have to do everything here. So let's just assume we're doing everything here, because winning tournaments is a giant, super difficult thing. So let's like just assume that's probably not happening. But cool. So we should be able to get Gear Hunters and Ice Golem done at the same time. We just play Ice Golem until Gear Hunters is done. We end up at that point being really, really good into our CVC2. Everyone's happy. Everyone wins. Just nice, simple stuff. That's also going to give you a ton of silver if you don't really need the Ice Golem gear. I'm going to tell you right now, Ice Golem is my least favorite gear. We're going to get some cursed stuff. I don't mind having a little bit extra cursed, but it's not like super important. This isn't very important gear. You can sell 90% of the gear you get from Ice Golem, and then you have the extra silver you need too. So that's going to be important, because kicking off toward the end, right around the same time as CVC, is gear enhancement. We have 3 gear enhancement, which means we're going to end up needing like almost 60 million silver. That's a lot. That's going to be the big like choke point for an awful lot of players, assuming you have the shards and everything else. But as you do these other events, as you do the Ice Golem, don't let this be how you farm your like important gear, right? As you're going for Ice Golem, Fire Knight, and Dragon Tournament, sell your stuff. I'm telling you, just sell a billion things. Go get them and sell them. You got a spider too. Get them and sell them, and let that be how you get the silver to do your gear enhancement. Gear up your homies. We'll go over at some point how to do that. Actually, I'll show it to you relatively quickly. How to check the gear. Let's actually stop for a minute. Let's head over to the game. Let's head back over to Raid, and I'm going to show you how to check out that gear. We'll come back to you, Noldua. We'll come back to you. So again, everything is one take, babe. Pop-ups, gotta love it. So we go over to champions. We say, who have I not been doing? I've been slowly doing Godseeker, right? What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to take one of these, and we're gonna say, let's go up to 8. Do we get the stuff we want? By the way, this is very mediocre gear for this, but we're gonna take it up to 8. We're gonna see if the stats are going where we want. We don't even have to use equip things. We can just say we've got, I like reflex gear, right? Or I need some extra regen. I've got, a crit rate regen. I need a crit rate. So we push that up to 8. We see where the extra secondary stats go. If they go in good places, we take it up to 12. We see what the extra stat is. Plenty of times we're going to only see 2 things, right? So if we take it up to 12 for this chest plate, we're going to see the third thing. Oh, that third thing is good. Great. We've now done it, right? We've now enhanced. But anytime it doesn't hit, we just sell that piece of gear. If this is HP, so we're probably not giving an HP chest plate anyway, but whatever. You get the idea, right? Like, yes, we just have some extra stuff. But like, let's find a good looking early piece of gear, right? Something that only has 2. I'm just trying to show you. Okay. No, stop being a chest plate. That's lame. Something I like. Relentless is really, really strong gear, right? The extra turn, 18% chance is huge. It goes on a lot of top champions. Da-da-da-da-da, Relentless refuses to not show 3 here. There we go. So HP, accuracy, speed. We don't want HP gauntlets. Fine. Maybe we'll rework it. Maybe we won't. Why won't you just give me something decent to show everyone with? Silly, silly game. Apparently, I've been doing a better job with my gear lately. All right. Another defense chest plate. That's not percentage chance. Lovely. So I'm keeping all that stuff because eventually I'll re-roll it. I think Relentless is some of the best and most underrated PvE gear. We'll do a video on that at some later time. La, la, la. All right, we don't want attack percentage boots. Let's pretend we do. We don't want those stats. Those stats are absolutely atrocious. Why does this game hate me right now? Whatever. All right, perfect, fine. Shields are always here, right? We have an HP percentage champion. We want the We have an HP attack champion. We have for example, a predator, right? We want some accuracy on that champion. Great, great, great. We'd like our third thing to be like a speed or a crit rate or crit damage, depending on what we need. So we're going to take it up to 8, and we're going to go, all right, I need this to hit accuracy or HP. If it does, then we're going to take it up to 12, and if it hits the right thing, we're going to be really, really happy, right? If it hits the right thing, we're going to keep it, and if not, we sell it, and then we get the extra silver to keep upgrading, and we just do that over and over and over again, and that's how we're going to do it. That's what I'm going to do with all of Aneria's gear. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping most of this, but this is kind of whatever. I just want to keep her alive, right? Because she's a healer, and I want her to stay alive so that she can keep her passive going. So whatever. That's the idea. That's how we do the gear hunting part of this. Let's go back to the plan now. So we go around now, right now, and so of course there's a pop up for another thing to buy, right? All right. So gear hunters happens down here as an event. We finish our gear hunters. Right now we have a spider tournament. Well, spider tournament seems like it's really good to get. This will be over, right? So we're not going to get gear hunters, but we will have plenty of silver. Spider tournament gives us more silver than anything else in the game, especially if you can farm spider 20. So you farm a bunch of spider 20, and then you sell all of it, and you have the silver for gear enhancement too. At the same time, you have a champion training tournament, and I'm gonna wait a minute. I'll show you the champion training stuff. We have a champion training and a champion chase. So what we do is for champion training is I'm going to show you exactly how to do this again. So give me 1 second. Head back over to raid. Let's get rid of this thing that's trying to sell nonsense to me. Shoot. So for champion training, what we do is you go to your vault, assuming you have a decent stuff in your vault, and you just take like all your 2 or 3 star junk. And as far as shoot last summon, let's find that's all the stuff that I have prepared to eat and food with. You're gonna take all of these, right? Boom. We're not actually gonna do it right now. We're gonna take all of these, and you're just gonna say, great, great, great. I have all of you guys ready, and then you're gonna head over to shut up, and then you're gonna head over to brew upgrade, and you're just gonna be able to click all of the ones that are the same, right? Boom. And you're just gonna pump like a few of these in. This is what this is really for, by the way. I'm not actually gonna. I hit max by accident. We're gonna hit like 2 or 3 of these, get them to about 20. We'll fight for the last 10, and that's going to be massive. And then we're gonna upgrade them as we get them, and we're gonna keep doing that. And we get those last 10. We get those last 10 from farming exclusively one of these two. We farm either here. We're not actually gonna do it now. This is the most gold efficient brutal. Just notice I'm finishing these champions up. Um, we're gonna go brutal. Takes me 7 seconds to do. Brutal. Stage 12-3, and that's gonna be the most silver in combination with the most experience. If all we care about is experience, forget silver. We have so much silver. Then we're gonna farm right here. It's gonna take 4 seconds longer per run, and I'm gonna get and we're gonna farm at that way. We're gonna get slightly more experience, but we're gonna get less silver. This one gives shields, and shields give the best silver. That's how that works. And with that, you're going to end up finishing that event. As far as oh my god, as far as finishing, void, it's probably gonna be void shards. Do we know it's gonna be void shards? Of course not. It could be anything. But assuming that it's void shards, we're gonna be able to use 30 void shards, just blast 30 void shards and finish. Don't forget using 1,000 mystery shards is still an option here. There's an assumption that Noldua's partner is going to be one of the potential ways to get voids, whether either by winning that tournament, or by just getting like a 10 times chance in this event. So both of those seem relatively likely right here at the only, you heard it, only champion chase tournament right here. So this is going to be extremely important as the only champion chase, very likely to get that there. Classic Arena Takedown is really easy. Just literally do it every day. You'll finish it, I promise. Classic Arena Takedown happens twice. We love to see it. Fire Night, same thing as Spider Tournament, same thing as Ice Golem. You do it. There's no second um, Gear Hunters, so we just do it as soon as it pops up. Finish it. Have a great time. Dragon Tournament, same exact thing. Just farm it. Just farm it. Use energy. That's why you need 1,000 gems. It takes about 1,000 gems to do to get to the right point for all these. If you have 1,000 gems, you're good enough on just blowing your gems for energy, and you'll be good to go. So all of these are easy, like extraordinarily easy. And the ease is why I'm suggesting this. Straight up, the ease of use is why I'm suggesting this. Class we're going to take down 2, super easy. Gear enhancement. We have this. As long as we have the silver, we're good to go. Champ training, same exact thing as first champ training, right? Except this is a tournament, this is an event, whatever. Same crap. One of the two, I never remember which. Sorry. One of the two you should do your fusions for, and I'm gonna have a fusion or two ready because I got a fusion or two to do. So we're getting all these things ready. We finish these. We just blast through them. Again, these will be silver intensive, but you'll be fine as long as you have the patience to do so. It's gonna take time, but time is the resource that these are taking to play the game. As long as you had the 1,000 gems to start with, as long as you had the 16 to 20 million silver to start with. And then lastly, there's a hero path. The hero's path is a combination of gear hunters and a combination of champion chase. Do we know anything else about that? No, we don't know how much it is, but we know that's the last 25 we need. Hopefully, if we're lucky, this is going to give us like 2 breakpoints, right? But it's also fairly likely that we're going to want to go even more all in to get a soul. So hopefully you have about 6 or 7 legendaries. If you have about 6 or 7 sacreds in the bank, you'll be able to finish this up too. Now, the downside. The downside is that next month is Raid's anniversary. We have Raid's anniversary coming up in a month, and Raid's anniversary is going to almost certainly have a broken champion. Every year, Raid's anniversary gives a meta champion, but I think Noldua is a meta champion. I think this is easy. This is like the least resource intensive version of this they have done since I started playing. I've done the last 3 fusions. I'm not free to play. I'm not super expensive to play, but I'm not free to play. I've done the last 3 fusions. Let's take a look quickly, and then we'll take one last look at Noldua before we start going for her. But I've done the last 3 fusions. The last 3 fusions are I got Sanguine Maria, which was really hard. I was only like 2 months in. I got Sanguine Maria, who is now like a go-to for my live arena teams. She's absolutely incredible. And for Stone Skin and for Slayer, then we have, in addition to Sanguine Maria, I got Cassandra. I actually regret getting Cassandra. She's better than people give her credit for. I stuck her in Merciless, which is part of why she's better than people give her credit for. I don't have that much Merciless gear, but I got her, which who I don't regret, who I sort of regret. It's new. I wanted to get the new champion for the new thing, especially because she was limited. And then I got Yukimasa also, and Yukimasa is phenomenal. Yukimasa is really really great. I'm really enjoying Yukimasa, although I do need a better set of boots on him. My lifesteal. Am I just like I was just like, hey, anything will do here? Yeah, because I don't have do I have 3 lifesteal? That's ridiculous. I'll fix that at some point. I guess I should really set up his gear better. Whatever. He's been really, really, really solid. Honestly, and stuff like Doom Tower as a wave clear, as an extra sort of butt kicker. I really enjoyed Yukimasa. I could have done without straight up. I could have done without Yukimasa or Cassandra. I'm very happy I did Sanguine Maria. I think she's absolutely excellent in arena and live arena, but the other two were fine. I think it's generally better to go after fusions. Uh, Most of the events, even the 2 times events, you're so unlikely to get a good champion because there's so many champions in the game. You're so unlikely to get the champion you really want from those that guaranteeing yourself a legendary and doing these as when you pull, I think is going to be the best bet for most players, and that's where we want to go. Um, let's take one look at Noldua now that she's actually in the game, and then we'll call this video a day, and then we'll be back tomorrow with another. So let's take a look, if I can remember where to click for this index. We have some lovely dark elves, and then we can scroll right down to Noldua. So Nolda is utterly insane with her partner. I really want her partner. I think if you get her partner, she's going to be completely insane. We'll take a quick look at her partner later. I think the real power here is that then neither one needs accuracy, and that seems wild to me. So Enfeeble is insanely strong. Um, Can I find Enfeeble quickly? I always struggle to find these because there's so many and there's no way to like control F them. Here Enfeeble. These capitalizes leech fear. Blah, 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 blah. I want to show you Enfeeble because Enfeeble is like what makes her Wild Farina. Uh, Champions under Enfeeble can only land weak hits unless a skill says so. That's so strong. It means that they're not going to be hitting any of their like extra. Like if they can only get weak hits, they're not doing any of the extra abilities with their hits, and then they're just sort of useless. If it's a boss, it places weaken. Weaken means they basically take more damage for 2 turns instead. Fine. But against non-bosses, against in PvE, in PvP, and against like waves, the Enfeeble that you can get up to a 75% chance, but also can't be resisted if you have Solinar, is great. That I think is like her secret sauce. That Enfeeble is so good. Um, but also we have a remove all buffs from all enemies. That's great. Say no, 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 no. I'm not going to deal with all your buffs. No. Also, a 60% decreased defense on them is going to be a huge damage increaser. Again, you want to get rid of their buffs, right? Get rid of their shields, get rid of all their nonsense, and then you want to decrease their defense. That's amazing. And again, Solinar says can't be resisted. You also get an increased attack if you have Solinar, which is nice because, I mean, doing more damage is good, I guess. Revive at 50% HP and turn meter. Again, completely wild with Solinar because you just get an instant turn, 100% turn meter. You also get a shield equal to 30% of the champion's max HP for 2 turns. This says attack, that says attack. Um, this means I'm going to be building max HP. I don't really care about the attack. This is not going to be a damage dealer. I'm going to have a crazy max HP and just get a giant shield. All right, turn meter fill effects used by enemies are 30% less effective, and then we have a bunch of Solinar stuff. If Solinar's on the same team, we also get 30% turn meter, so that's fantastic. And then a lovely little increased accuracy in all battles. So this is just a fantastic hero, right? This is just a like this skill and this skill are insane. Do I think she's worth it if you don't get Solinar? Ugh. Early game accounts are going to be happy to have her, right? The remove all buffs from enemies and decrease defense. It means you're going to be able to challenge some more content. It's going to be really good into stuff like Hydra, where we're going to be just happy to be like, all right, their defense, all the defense is down, all the damage is down, and we love a good reviver into Hydra. Fine, 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 fine. Right? Like that's really, really good. She's going to be fine in arena and she's going to be amazing in faction wars where like assuming that you are intending to clear faction wars, here we go over to doing some decent damage in faction wars, right? Our dark elf grip, right? Our dark elf grip, we're going to want to eventually get the absolutely insanely good Lydia the Death Siren, and so we're going to need faction wars, and getting an all reviver for dark elves, and this is basically the only one, is going to be absolutely huge, or one of the only like two, is going to be absolutely huge to clearing that dungeon. So we want that. Just a spoiler alert, we want that. However, if you don't get Solinar, I think she's still potentially a skip. It's just that she's so easy to get. Getting a legendary of this caliber for basically free is so hard to say no to. Um, we're gonna again hit index. I'm gonna see if I can remember where Solinar is. Man, this dungeon's really done, nearly done too. I'll be able to clear faction wars with like almost instant. I get Solinar here, right? Between Arbiter and Islin, it's like and Royal Guard and Tyrell, like and Scaramus. This is a really powerful faction. And Ethlin and Burgess, like these are all champions I'm either building currently or will be building at some point relatively soon. So like these are just this is just straight money. But either way, Solinar is utterly stupid, both with and without both with and without his partner Noldua. Attacks all enemies on an A1 is always a plus. If this attack is always critical if she's on the same team, which is hilarious, which means she doesn't need accuracy and he doesn't need crit. He has a 60% chance of fatigue buff on all enemies for 1 turn. I don't even know what fatigue does. I'm not going to pretend I do. The hell is fatigue? Here you go. Fear, petrification, pain link. Oh my gosh. Fatigue. Champions on fatigue will receive sleep for 1 turn after using an active skill. If this champion with a fatigue buff uses a skill that removes debuffs, fatigue will be removed and the sleep debuff will not be placed. Okay. So it basically just puts them to sleep if they don't get rid of the debuff the next turn. Fine. Also, 80% chance to counterattack with this turn whenever an enemy grants an extra turn or has an instant turn effect activated. Phenomenal, right? And can just, casually 15% counterattack whenever an enemy has their turn meter increased. Cool. So they get an extra turn or instant turn. He goes and attacks. right? And then if they just increase their turn meter, which everyone does all the time in arena, he's going to also immediately attack. Just great stuff here. And he's going to use this a lot. And we'll take a look at why now. Attacks one enemy, always critical of Noldua. Again, we don't need crit rate, means we can pump in crit damage. Ignores 10% defense for each buff on the champion, which means you can get a huge decreased defense. But champion's immune to all debuffs while the skill is not on cooldown. So if you don't put the skill on cooldown, the champion's going to gain a random buff instead. I'm just never using this. I'm turning this off, and I'm just going to say, great. And you know what it means if I can turn this off? If I can turn this off, if I can turn this off, right? Because this is just damage, not cooldown. If I can turn these off, that doesn't require anything. I don't need any books. This is a champion I can get without books. Okay, fine. Attacks one enemy for attacking steals buffs and 100% turn meter from the target if they are not under stone skin. Can't be resisted, period. So if they're not under stone skin, their buffs are yours. And you get 100% turn meter. Always critical of Nolda, obviously, and will ignore stone skin if Nolda is chilling. So stone skin, that part doesn't matter if you have Nolda. Champions 7% less damage on extra enemy turns and instant turn while the skill is not on cooldown. So if you have opponents that do extra turns, you don't use this skill. And if you do, you do. While the skill is on cooldown, reduces the cooldown on one turn whenever an enemy receives an extra turn, has an instant turn activated, or has their turn meter increased. So even if they just increase their turn meter, this skill's cooldown is going to go down. That's fantastic. Just fantastic, right? We don't care about his lead. It's an ally attack. Ally attack is kind of poopy. But I basically would just use the A1 and then, oh, by the way, the passive. Whenever an enemy receives healing, has a 100% chance to reduce the amount of the healing to 0. I don't know if you've been playing Grim Forest, but that's amazing. The champion will receive the healing instead if Nolda is on the team. And sorry, he gets the healing. If Nolda is on the team, enemies receive damage equal to the amount of healing instead. Okay. Once per round, this champion is dead. Revives this champion with 100% HP and 100% turn people when their last living ally is killed. So if he dies anything but last, he comes right back and gets a magma shield equal to 300% of his HP, and you can protect it with Noldua. We're going into maintenance in 4 minutes, so this video is about to end. I'm not going to be able to check that out in the next 4 minutes, but I want Solinar really, really badly. I think the more I look at Solinar, the Super Saiyan, the more I want him. Noldua will be insane with Solinar. It means I cannot book him and just pump up his crit damage and just let him be this giant house of damage while she keeps everyone alive. Basically, yeah. He's going to come back to life whenever the last ally dies. So like you bring him to life. And you're just good to go. You're just good to go. So I think he's wild. I think she's good, and because she's so easy to get, I'm gonna go for both of them. And fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that they're as easy to get as it looks like, because I truly believe that this is going to be easy for us to get. Partially because they're trying to get us to not get the broken thing they do for their anniversary. If you're ever going to spend, now's the time. If you're not going to spend, you can still wait. If you're not going to get Solinar, if you're going for Noldua, who I think is going to be easy, go get Solinar 2 and enjoy yourself. Peace.